Hey everybody, Cher here. Today I just wanted to quickly show you a recipe that I love to make. It's one of those recipes that's just really quick and easy and simple, especially on those days, when you don't have a lot of time or maybe you're going to work and you just want to turn this thing on before you head out so that you've got something yummy and easy ready waiting for you when you get home. This is one of those kind of recipes. So really simple. So the first thing you're going to need is a whole chicken, which I have right here. You're gonna need 1 to 2 medium-sized onions, and you're gonna need some kind of a rub. Now you can use whatever kind of rub you want. This particular rub that I'm using today is one of my favorite rubs. Actually, I got this at Cabela's. It's a beer can seasoning rub. I love their seasonings and their spices. These are a couple that I really like from there. This one is mesquite chipotle, another one of my favorites. I could use this too on it. It would be really yummy. And then my other favorite spice from there that I always stock up on whenever we get to a Cabela's is a sweet rib rub. Love this one for ribs. It's amazing. So all you need to do, and of course you're also going to need a crock pot. Now this is the crock pot that I have. It's nice and big. Kind of an oval shaped one, which is perfect for putting a whole chicken into. The only thing I find, I'm gonna just chitty chat about this crock pot here for a minute. I'm gonna see if any of you guys have this particular crock pot. I got this at Costco a couple of years ago. And I had a crock pot previously. It was one of them kind of cylinder kind of ones, and it worked good and everything, but I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do a whole chicken or anything like this in it. So anyway, they came on sale. I think I only paid $30 for it or something, and I love it. I absolutely love it. The only issue I have with it though is that it cooks too fast. Like I want to be able to put this thing on before I head out to work. I'm gone for 8 hours or whatever, 10 hours, come home and my dinner's ready for me. Well, if I did that in this crock pot, it would literally be mush. It cooks even on low, it cooks really hot, I guess, and really fast. And I hate that about it. So it's not one of those crock pots that I can just let it sit all day long. So I have to kind of plan it that way accordingly. And if I do have something else that it needs to sit or I want it to sit all day, I just pull up I kept my other crock pot just for that reason, because I just can't trust this thing because it just makes everything mushy and overdone. So let me know if any of you have this particular brand and if you have the same problems with it or not, because I'd like to know if it's just me or if it's just I got a dud. I don't know. But anyways, so what I tend to do is you can set the timer on this thing. So what I'll do is I'll set it for a couple of hours less, or maybe even more. Like this particular recipe, usually I know that it takes about 4 hours. So I'll set it for about 3.5 on low, and then it'll turn itself on to just the warming feature. And even on the warming feature, I think it's still pretty warm and it continues to keep cooking. So yeah, so for this particular recipe, for me and my particular crock pot, it only takes about 3.5 to 4 hours from start to finish to roast and cook this whole chicken. And I've even put the chicken in partially frozen before because I just didn't get it out of the freezer in time the night before or whatever, the day before. And it's totally cooked just fine, even partially frozen. It's perfect. So without further ado, that's my chitty chat about my silly little crock pot. So I'm going to just quickly show you how I put this together, and it's so easy and it's so yummy and you're going to love it. So the first thing you need to do is just take your onions, and you want to make some big pieces. Like they don't need to be cut in very small pieces. So all I basically do is just take the skin off, and you just want nice big pieces, and you're going to put this in the bottom of the crock pot just basically to hold the chicken, so that it's not sitting right on the bottom of the crock pot, so it doesn't get burnt or stuck to the bottom of the crock pot, and it just helps kind of lift it up a bit. So, and I like to put 2 in there. It also helps with flavor. But you can see I'm just making them nice big chunks, and I'll just throw them right in there. And I'll just cut up one more here. Oh, this is a strong one. It's gonna make me cry. Okay. Oh my goodness, is it ever strong? Whew. Okay, so again, it's nice big chunks, and I'm going to throw them right into the base. Peel the rest of the skin off. If I could see, that would be great. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay. Well, my sinuses are clear now. Wow. So I've got my onions in the bottom of my crock pot, like so. And then the next step is just to put whatever rub you would like on your chicken. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub some of my Cabela's yummy chicken rub on here. And just get it on here the best you can. Now you're going to actually put this into the crock pot breast side down. I know it sounds kind of weird. The first time I made this and I was reading the recipe, I'm like, why would you put it breast side down? That seems kind of odd. But for whatever reason, and it works just fine. So that's just what I've been doing. I've been kind of following the recipe. So that's, yeah, it works great. So just get your rub all over here. And then I'm going to just pop this in upside down here, breast down. There we go. Get that on there and into the crock pot the chicken goes here. Okay, so chicken's in the crock pot. All we need to do now is put the lid on, plug this bad boy in, and I'm going to set the timer for 3.5 hours on my particular crock pot. Now, if you have something different, I mean, you would probably know how long chicken and things like that take to cook on your particular crock pot. But in mine, like I said, mine cooks so fast. There we go. It's on the low setting, and I'm going to go 3.5. And there we go. So like I said, mine just cooks so darn fast, and I'm going to be in and out today anyway, so I'll be able to check on it and just see how it's doing. But yeah, it usually takes about 3.5 to 4 hours and it's done. You will find that the chicken is just so tender. It literally almost falls off the bones, and it's just so yummy. So there you have it. I'll see you again in about 3.5, 4 hours, and I'll show you what it's going to look like. The crock pot's been on for about 3.5 hours now. This little chicken has been in here simmering away. I have this still on just low, and it is like literally boiling in here. I can see it bubbling away. So let's take the lid off and we'll just see where we're at. Oh, I wish you guys could smell how it smells in here right now. It smells so good. So I'm just gonna lift. Oh yeah, it's pretty much done. Like I say, it's only been 3.5 hours. Look at this. So the wing just kind of came off so easily there. Look at that. If you can see that. Yum. It gets brown in here, believe it or not. There's lots of juice. I forgot to mention that there was no added liquid in here at all. It just makes its own juice and liquid. I mean, you could probably put some potatoes or some carrots in here. I just don't like it sitting in its own fat and all that kind of stuff. I just prefer to do my vegetables outside of this. But yeah, it's totally done. Like, look at this. The drumstick is just coming right off. It's, oh my gosh, it is done. So voila, dinner is going to be ready here very soon. So I'm just going to cook some vegetables to go along with this, and we're going to have a very well-rounded meal. So I hope you guys all try this. It's awesome. It's so easy. It's so yummy. And like I say, it smells amazing in here. All right, everybody. Happy dinner, happy evening, and till next time, we'll see ya.